Coping, Not Moping, Student Edition. This video essay has been written and produced by me, Mackenzie Martin, from my English 1301 inquiry-based multimodal project. To begin, we will start with my research question. How do Texas Tech students handle their mental health throughout the school year? Now, mental health affects the way we think, react, act, or socialize with others. And something that pretty much controls humans and their daily lives, it's become more of a progressive topic in the coming years. Unfortunately, it is still a very taboo topic, especially among students who balance a countless amount of stress and obstacles on a daily basis. According to the article written by Catherine Cohen titled Aligning Students and Counseling Centers on Student Mental Health Needs and Treatment Resources, college students have been deemed as a group that is more specifically at risk of having more mental health troubles. Certain factors such as climate, competitive academic environments, social and family insistences, financial concerns, and now the most recent social media all now have key parts in contributing to a heightened level of mental illnesses. So high that Cohen found that college counseling centers' usage has risen from 6.6% to a growing 11.8%. Now, when hearing these percentages, it may worry some, which is the point. Everyone should be taking their colleagues and, most importantly, their own mental health seriously. One reason would be because these are the very same college centers cannot sustain these growing amounts of students who need professional assistance. So what do? We all must start taking steps to secure our mental states. Now be warned, this is not persuasion to not get professional help. Always reach out when having the chance. Now, to transition into the next segment of my video essay, I will be revealing 2 interviews I orchestrated for this topic. The first interview is with a sophomore named Andrew Taylor, who is a psychology major here at Texas Tech. What advice would you give a friend who is falling behind in their schoolwork or who may be having a difficult time?
Well, this is kind of an answer, kind of not. The first thing that's important to know in this kind of thing is what your goals specifically are and what is important. For example, like, do you want to get an A? Do you want to pass? Like, different people have different standards. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should or should not strive for, but knowing what it is you are actively striving for can make it easier to achieve. It's easier to run a race if you know where the finish line is, that kind of thing. Um, as I kind of elaborate on that, um, knowing what you can or cannot be doing in your off time can be important. Because realistically, anyone could get an A in every class. Like, I mean, it's the whole thing. Like, you don't have to eat for like 3 weeks at a time. Like, if you want to study for 4 days straight, you can. I would recommend against it, but you definitely could. Um, it's just knowing where that line is. I know making schedules is a good place to start if you're genuinely concerned about that. Either making a schedule for what you want to do in your day, or at the very least, writing down what you are doing day to day. Because I know a lot of people tend to underestimate the amount of time or free time they have day to day. So that's a good place to start for people who are struggling in the school.
What are tips and tricks your major taught you about how to handle your mental health?
The biggest thing that I've learned about this is kind of more of a concept than anything else. It's that your brain is on your side. Your brain is doing what it can to help you. And all you have to do is help it just a little bit. Right? It's just all that asks for example, is a consistent sleep schedule. The specific hours don't even matter. It's just as long as you're doing the same amount of time at the same time every day, your brain's gonna go so much better. Similarly, I don't know if this counts, but some people like alcohol, some people don't. It's not very effective in terms of furthering your grades. If there are other reasons you want to do it, you can go ahead, but other mental health. Exercising's good. I know it's not really like everyone's gonna tell you that, but exercising is good for mental health. So I already mentioned sleep. drinking enough water. In terms of other things, a bit more specific to what I learned in my class, um, a main thing for mental health that I have found, as it's described in a couple of my classes now at this point, is that the main thing that makes people most upset about themselves tends to be them not being who they want to be or who they thought they would be at the point in their life where they are. So I feel like kind of what I mentioned earlier, making sure your standards for yourself and for others are realistic, making sure that you know that you can update them as they go on. Or, in a perfect world, you'd be this, but like if something big happens, then it's okay to give yourself a little slack. But at the same time, I mean, if you don't help yourself, then you won't. You can't just not do anything for 3 days. No, it's kind of hard for me now. There is work you can put in, but just be honest with yourself is probably the biggest thing.
The next interviewee is one of my closest friends, Taco McKeating, who is also a student on campus and resides as a business major. How do you handle stress as you complete assignments and go through things during the school year?
My best strategy I've seen so far is I kind of just like list down all of the assignments I need done, and yeah, I just kind of put them in order of priority, and then what's more important, I do that first, and I just go down the list.
What do you plan to do in the future to help prepare mentally for challenging obstacles?
Biggest thing I've learned is seek help, whether it's parents, your advisors, college coaches, career advisors. We got all these tools at Texas Tech that we have to take advantage of. Um, so yeah, and right now I've kind of created like a good amount of people I can reach out to, from uncles, from my parents, grandparents, and then faculties at Tech as well.
Now, digging in deeper as to what Andrew and Taco said, there are various amount of different ways to handle your mental health as you proceed with your time here at Tech. Their first bits of advice we can pick apart are: have a goal you're trying to reach, whether that's a mental goal, financial goal, physical goal, or an academic goal. And make sure all of those goals and expectations you place upon yourself are realistic. If you do not make them realistic, you're less likely to try to accomplish them. Make schedules. Get sleep to give yourself a fighting chance. Exercise. Drink water. Seek help with any trusted professionals. Stay in the moment. Don't fret about the future so much. Try these bits of advice before you think about giving up. And to the person who is watching this, don't be so hard on yourself. You got time. You'll be fine. Just have some faith and try your best. Thank you.